We are back, week 8, 915 High School Football Insider Show. I'm your host, Trey Smith, with my man, Britt Hallman, my man, Mario Rodriguez. Back again, gentlemen, week 8. Let's jump right into it. Let's play no games. Last week, Eastwood came on top against Americas in our game of the week. And man, was that a freaking barn burner going down at the sack. Evan Mijares did Evan Mijares things and started off Eastwood, led that offense the whole game. America's defense was just as good as we thought they were, but the key to me was Eastwood's defense, led by that talented defensive line up front and Jaden James in the back end. My gosh, that defense played great after everyone was doubting them. All the amount of points that they gave up all year, and they proved everybody wrong.
Yeah, I just think the big difference in that game, I just really think that Eastwood jumped out on them quick. America's got up, and that's not their game to be in. It's a little bit more balanced this year. However, they're still kind of a run-first team, so being down big early doesn't suit their offense. But they got back in it. I think it was just a little bit too much too late. And again, I think trying to drive the field to score late in a game just doesn't suit their offense very much. I think that was the big difference. At least that's what I saw.
You know, I did see what you saw, but America's had chances. America's had plenty of chances to capitalize. They did stop Eastwood on important downs. They did have chances to take the lead, and they didn't capitalize. Every time they got there, Eastwood stepped it up. Eastwood stepped it up every single time, and that's what made the difference in my eyes, because I thought, oh man, this game's going to go the other way real soon. And you know what? That defensive line, defensive guys over there just played ball. They just never gave up, and to me, that was the difference.
You mentioned defensive line. We're actually going to have two of their stud juniors on later on in the show. It's going to be fun talking with them. But yeah, man, I just think Eastwood took over. If I'm not mistaken, they had a goal line stand, or they almost did, or something like that.
It was in the red zone for sure.
Yeah, it was in the first for sure. Yeah, and it's funny too, because the only reason why Americans got back in the game is because Eastwood had a special teams mess up with the snap go over the head. America scored, and then momentum shifted.
Yeah, and I mean, and Eastwood. I think Alex Sanchez came up big in that game. He had 2 touchdowns. He's been kind of more of a supporting role, but it definitely came to the forefront in that game. Had 2 scores, and again, I just think, for right, wrong, or otherwise, when someone gets up on you quick, it's hard to come back on that, because you're in a game. You only get there's a finite amount of time to come back from somebody just, scoring 21 points like that. Scoring, I think, what it was it the first game, the first play of the game, Evan took it off tackle for 70 yards. There are things that happen in a game that just make it hard to come back from, and I think all that played a big part in the rest of that game going forward. How quick they jumped up on them, because it was fast.
Yeah, definitely. Before we went on, I do want to give a shout out though to, as we mentioned last week, the nose guard from America's Steven Gutierrez. Even against that offensive line, and my gosh, he gave them fits. They held him a couple times during that game. He definitely gave them fits, so shout out to him. Shout out to the Troopers and the Blazers on a great game, and shout out to Eastwood. 6-0 district play. They have another game this week against Socorro, which they should win pretty easily. And then if all goes well, next week against the battle of the woods at the sack should be fun. All right, moving forward. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our game of the week this week. In 6A, it features the 4-2 Malwood Rams, 4-0 district play, visiting the Pebble Hill Spartans, 5-2 and 3-2 in district play. This game is very important for both teams. For playoff scenarios, Pebble Hills needs to win this game to stay alive. And Malwood needs to win this game to still have a chance to win district and get that gold ball. Of course, everyone knows Pebble Hills is led by Gael Ochoa and Dorian Adamillo. And Malwood is led by a plethora of athletes, but their main guys are Mr. Southern, the quarterback, Mr. Wakaka, and Mr. Isaiah Claudio, the running back, as well as the captain of the defense, Mr. Cameron Helson. It's going to be a good game this week. Mountwood's coming in strong, 4-game winning streak in district ever since they lost. Maybe that pre-district tough schedule was paid off well for the Rams. Mario?
I believe in that. I think the way you set up your schedule kind of helps you out in the past. I know certain teams want to build that confidence, and certain people want to go out and test themselves like Eastwood does, and I think those are the ones that test you the most, in my opinion. With that said, I think Mountwood's on the right track. They have a big test in front of them. I know Pebble Hills has, on both sides of the ball, you got studs both sides of the ball. They're tested. They have guys that came back from last year's run. And I know Mountwood is kind of on the up and coming, so I think it's going to be a very, very interesting game, to say the least. What do you got, Brett?
I tell you what, I'm just really interested to see how, because that senior class of Montwood just has a lot of athletes all over the field. I mean, everyone. The one young man that I don't think gets a lot of attention in this is.
I think it's gonna be Corals. I think Cam Harrelson's gonna do his due diligence back there and take care of business. It's gonna have to be Corals.
Definitely. All right. Our sleeper game of the week. We're showing 4A some love this week, fellas. And our reason being, I think, because this is the second best game in the city.
Absolutely.
Honestly, if we're being real here. The battle for Clint Independent School District supremacy. The Clint Lions go down to the View to take on the Mountain View Lobos. Mountain View is 5-1 on the year. Clint comes in with 2-4, but don't let that record fool you, because almost every one of the games have been dogfights except for 2 of them that they have lost. Mountain View's 5-1 on the year, and they just lost last week against a really good Fort Stockton team. This is going to be a good one. Mountain View, they're led by their QB Slosar with 20 touchdowns, with 8 of them, 20 passing touchdowns, with 8 of them to their wide receiver Dominguez. They're going to look to stop that wishbone triple option offense of Clint for sure.
He's thrown for 1,800 yards also, so 1,729 or 1,789, so 1,800 yards.
He's lighting it up for sure.
6 games, and no one's talking about him.
I think this is 35 years of this rivalry, by the way, so it's kind of.
I think the interesting thing about this too is I think it's a little bit of 2 different approaches to the season, because I think if you look at Mountain View's pre-district schedule was a little bit more 4A heavy, kind of like I'm not trying to say lower competition, but I think they kept it around 4A, where I think Clint played up quite a bit, trying to test their guys. Now again, I think that's a kind of a preference thing as far as a coach on how you want to start it. So I think it'll be interesting to see, because sometimes though that can lead to a little bit difference in like stats and things like that, where you get like, you don't want to look at too much of the strict numbers like that, but just kind of look at the mindset of where these guys are coming in at. So I think it'll be interesting from that aspect as well.
So Clint beat Eastwood, but lost to Bel Air. So
Yeah.
And they didn't get killed by Bel Air either.
no,
kept it
they
close.
lost by 7.
It's always a close game.
Apparently, Clint converted 3 onside kicks in a row. Apparently, that's what everybody's been.
Now I'll tell you this though, that Clint offense is perfect against an offense like Bel Air, just because if nothing else, it's gonna run clock. It's gonna slow it down. But those those offenses like that, similar to Austin's offense, it doesn't do any good if you don't have a really good defense. Because in the end, it just seems like you run clock on yourself. Because you run clock, then the offense comes out and scores in a minute and a half, and then you come out and run clock, and then they score again quick. And the next thing you know, it's 21. You're down 21 points, but you're not built to come back from 21 down. So I think it's going to be a big test for that defense of Clint to not just see if they can run clock, because they're going to run clock. That's just the way their offense goes. But you really got to see if their defense is going to be able to step it up. And that's what I want to see in this game.
Yeah, no, I think for Clint, what is always a good view of that kind of offense is 15, 16 play drives that take off 10 plus minutes off the clock. But you have to get more than just 3 points, because you don't want to do that and just get 3 points. And then someone with Mountain View that has an 1,800-yard passer with 20 touchdowns already come on the field and they score 14 points on you like this. But then you go down those 16, that doesn't work out. So if their defense could get one, maybe two stops,
Yeah, it doesn't take much.
there's a chance.
Remember, Mountain View barely beat, what was it, Famous 20-21, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Very close game, and I mean, I like Mountain View. I'm a big fan of them. I think I may have picked Famous for that game and lost, but Mountain View's bringing it, kind of like the way you say, they are creatures of habit. They will kind of put themselves in a hole. It must. I think they've put themselves in this situation because of the schedule they played. Now they're starting to see a little bit more of the people that they're going to face, more of that tougher schedule, and I think this is probably going to be their best bet right now. This is for all the marbles for them, you know, and this is their true test. If they win today, I think they're, you know, district champs. I don't think no one's going to mess with them.
So that, because I know they're in the district with Fort Stockton as well.
Oh, well, yeah, Fort Stockton is
Fort Stockton and Monahan too, so they're all in the same district.
You're right about that. You're absolutely right about that.
Those two teams play Friday night.
Yeah.
Down the undefeated, so
That's a very big game as well.
Clint won by 1 point last year in that game.
yep. And they won by it's and Mountain View. Yep, definitely. All right, so we're gonna go ahead make our picks. What
I'm going to go with Clint.
I'm going Mountain View.
I'm gonna take the view on this one. I think the Lobos are just gonna be too much, and reason being is because I think that offense is gonna put up points. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and go over a couple of scores that we're kind of run through these from last week, guys. Eastwood over Americas, Pelma Hills over Socorro, of course. Coronado over El Dorado. El Dorado's looking for their first win. Del Valle took care of Parkland. Big upset of the week. You know, Isleta took down Bel Air down there at the Res. Hanks took care of business against Horizon. Canutillo beat the Burgess Mustangs. Andrews beat El Paso in a dogfight. The Riverside.
Got that one wrong.
Yeah, me too. The Riverside Rangers took care of the Urban Rockets. Stanelli traveled to Austin High School and they got the break speed off of them and they lost to Austin. Fort Stockton took care of Clint, 54-21. Like we said, Mountain View beat Famous 22-21 last week. Cathedral took care of Chaparral 48-0. I'm sure that was a running clock. The Anthony Wildcats beat Cristobal 15-0. We all got that one right. Centennial, we don't care about. New Mexico Schools, that's cool, good job, we don't care. Mountwood took care of Eastlake, Chapin took care of Jefferson, and that was it for El Paso. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and finish off with our Spotlight Athletes of the Week coming down from Eastwood High School. We have defensive end Conrad Joseph Garcia, who was on the year as 18 tackles with 5 TFLs, 2.5 sacks, and he has 2 pass deflections on the year with 1 pick six. That was the play of the week in my eyes, which was super beautiful. And Mr. John Hernandez, his counterpart, has 39 tackles on the year, 10 for loss with 6 sacks. So ladies and gentlemen, the anchors of that defensive line for Eastwood High School, John Hernandez and Conrad Joseph Garcia.
Welcome to the show.
What's up, guys?
Welcome to the show. Thank you guys for coming, making it out here with your busy schedule and the way you guys are working, making these W's seem so dang easy, man.
Easy, bro. No sweat.
No sweat. So
No
how do you
sweat.
guys make it happen? I mean, what did you guys do in the off season that got you guys where you guys are at right now?
Honestly, we just came together as a team more, like team bonding and stuff like that, and you know we're just executing. So.
How about you, John?
Like you said, we had a workout group that we started since last December, and then we've just been working out since then.
So this workout group, was this just you guys as a team, or how did that happen?
It was-
I know he said team bonding. I've heard it from other people saying team bonding seems to be a big thing right now. So.
It was like 15, 20 of us from the team, and we just lift like every day after school and stuff like that, all the way from like December through spring ball in the summer. So we just been lifting and working together.
That's awesome. I like to hear that. So, what's that joy, putting your hand in that turf, knowing that, hey, I get a chance to go get the quarterback every play. What's that feeling like, putting your hands down, knowing I'm faster than you, I'm better than you, of that offensive lineman just going out there to destroy him. What's the mindset you have to play up front?
I mean, just having the mindset like I'm about to go hit someone, something like that.
Simple.
I get to play another game.
Play another game. Easy.
That's the way. So,
Short and simple. I love it.
that's the way to do it. So, over the summer, did you guys attend any camps, something that helped you in your game get a little bit better, anything like that?
I attended the University of New Mexico camp, the Tarleton camp, and the Utah camp.
And which one did you think you performed better at, or which one you thought you got the most out of? How about that?
Probably the New Mexico camp, because I got my first offer in that camp.
Oh, okay. How'd that
From
feel?
New Mexico Highlands, a D2 school. It felt pretty good because there were a lot of JUCO guys there, and they were like kind of big and stuff like that. And I performed pretty well. But like going into it, I was kind of like nervous, but I ended up doing pretty good.
Oh, there you go. How about you, John?
Tarleton and Utah. Those are the 2 camps there. So.
And which one did you think you performed better at, or which one did you like better?
Honestly, it was a learning experience. I didn't really go in there and perform well. It was just for a learning experience.
Yeah, that works. So did you guys set any individual goals individually aside from your team goals? What does that look like right now? We'll start with you, John.
I want, this is 39 tackles, but I need at least 80 if I could get to it, and 26.
80 and 20, yeah, that's pretty good. How about you, Conrad?
I'm trying to finish the season with at least 8 and sacks and about 10 to 15 TFLs, and maybe like another pick 6.
That's a good one.
That's good. Coach Lopez is an awesome coach to play under. I've known him since I was like 6 years old. Watched him play. My dad was his agent in football. That fire that he brings to you guys. What's it like knowing that he's always gonna have your back no matter what?
It feels great because he's like kind of young still, so he has that like mentality that like he'll allow us to talk trash and have that like edge to us and stuff like that, and he'll keep it real with us, like if we're doing bad or good, and yeah, it's just great.
It shows, definitely shows, and shows that you guys have definitely feed off of that. That you guys definitely feed off of that, and that's something that I like watching you guys play, because he rips you guys a new one, and you guys come back and you guys show up and ball out.
Yeah.
Later in the year last year, I was thinking of transferring, and then he talked me into coming back, and it just showed me that he really cares about me. So
That's good.
What's one of those areas in your game that you guys would like to improve on individually?
For me, it's kind of allowing myself to like play more freely, because sometimes I'm like too worried about doing my job, or like too worried about like not messing up to where I don't allow myself to like just go and make a play. I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh, it does.
It does. I've definitely been through that. Playing D-line is you want to do your job and then you forget. I'm better than this guy.
Yeah.
I get just out athlete him, and then I get chewed out of film, but
Yeah.
I still made the play. So
Yeah.
I definitely understand how that feels.
what I want to improve on is all around strength, speed, athleticism, because you could never be. What was I gonna say? You could always be better, So that's what I want to improve on.
That's good. So now let me ask you guys. Everyone doubts. You guys on defense, and hey, Eastwood's defense is not gonna do this, not gonna do that. And I'll come to. I was one of those guys, in the beginning, and you guys have definitely proved me wrong. What's it like having that fire just like under you, knowing that everyone is doubting you guys?
Honestly,
Defensively.
it's kind of better for us because we have like more of an edge to every play and stuff like that, because we know we have people to prove wrong, and just having like people doubt us just gives us like more fire to like go out and prove everybody wrong.
Awesome.
Ever since Little League ball with the Broncos, we felt it, so it's kind of used to it.
It's good. And it's taking on that leadership role as juniors, knowing teams are really gonna look at you guys heavy next year. What's it like to adapt that leadership role and make sure guys are ready up front as well as defense? Because I'm gonna show when you two are rushing the passer, and number 6 as well. He's a dog as well. I love watching him play too. When you guys are getting back there to the quarterback and disrupting plays, what's it like that to know that your defense depends on the pass rush to get home?
It's kind of like a lot of pressure, but I mean, pressure's like Coach Lopez told us today. Pressure's good because it means things are expected out of you. So we're kind of grateful to have pressure, like knowing that the D line, like, it's on us if we're gonna make the play or not.
You guys certainly made that play last week.
Yeah,
I was there
definitely,
watching
man.
that. Oh yeah, we were there too.
Yeah, definitely.
Multiple-
Almost every game I watched
multiple
them, they're definitely changed the game. You know, El Dorado changed the game.
Yeah.
Pebble Hills changed the game. You guys were all over them before. You guys are everywhere.
So one of the things you mentioned was, playing youth football. We always want to know who's that one youth football coach that actually lit a spark in you, or kind of motivated you more to either play in your position or just love the game of football. You know, who's that one coach that did it for you?
Probably Coach Brent Holman over here, because he believed in me since day one, and he talked very highly of me.
Shout out to Coach Brent Holman.
Coach Brent Holman, Grandpa.
We know that guy.
Do we know him?
Yeah.
How about you, Conrad?
Honestly, I can't just name one coach. It'd be like Coach Bo from the Broncos, Coach Trey, Coach Grant. It's just a lot of them that like helped us, build into like not just defensive linemen, but like young men.
Hey, you know what? Absolutely, that's what it is. It's about becoming better young men, better individuals, you know? And one of the things that we always like to do, because everybody's so serious, you guys are making me feel serious.
I'm over here, my heart's beating all fast. Like, dang, I don't know what to ask.
Hey, man, you guys got to tell us, what does your pre-game meal look like, man?
I mean, honestly, before the game, I'm not trying to eat like too much because my nerves and stuff like that. So I'll usually eat like meal prep or like ground beef, like a little bit of veggies and rice, some small.
So smart.
Something light.
Yeah.
I usually, before I go to school that day, I tell my mom, just give me like $20 or something, and I just go with my friends and
Spend all
20 bucks of snacks.
Spend all 20 of it,
I
right?
got a place called Pal Burgers down the
All the
street.
burgers is fire.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Definitely. You know, my thing too, you know, before we ask about post-game stuff, hands down, you guys got the best offensive line in the city. Hands down. And it's proven from day one. What's it like going up against them dudes every day of practice? Because you make them better and they make you better, and it's definitely shown.
I mean, honestly, it's like basically a blessing just because like we're going against them every day and stuff like that. So practice will be harder than the game sometimes. So like going against them every day in practice, it makes it easier in the game. So like it just feels easier in the game rather than like how we are in practice.
Okay.
I like going to war with them every day at practice. That's about it. Just getting better.
Just getting better with it. Definitely.
So, I'm sorry to backtrack a little, but someone that you guys can name, offense or defense, underclassmen, someone that in the next coming years is going to be someone to look at. Who would you guys say? Not you know, you can't say Evan because
Besides yourselves.
yeah, besides yourself, someone that's a little younger, up and coming, you know, someone that you guys would like to give a shout out to, either offense or defense.
Probably Jaden James. He's our starting cornerback right now. He's a
That's my guy
sophomore.
right there.
So like he's already shown that he's like the top dude at cornerback, and just knowing that like him, his junior and senior, he'll be pretty good.
I can't be specific. All of the underclassmen are playmakers, and they all got like abilities. To myself.
That's good. Now, after Dub, you guys had, what, 6 of them this year, right? 6 of them. So, post-game meal after those dubs, what y'all got?
I just want to go to sleep after the game. So,
That's the first two. First time hearing that. What about you, Connor?
Honestly, it doesn't really matter. Just food, honestly. Just food. Being hungry after the game.
Getting a dub, being happy. Like that. And go-to song? You listen to music before a game? What's your go-to song? Taylor Swift? No, you're not a Swiftie?
Drake.
Drake? Okay.
Can't go wrong with Drake.
I don't really have like a specific song, but a little bit below.
Okay.
My favorite artist.
Okay.
I ain't got nothing other than congratulations, guys.
I do got one more. So it is, I can't mention you guys, that, I mean, you guys obviously are the best team in the city, so we're going to show you guys love a lot. What's it like knowing, if you guys are, having a bad, defensive game? What's it knowing that number 12 and number 20 on the other side of the ball are going to lift you guys back up and you guys are able to depend on it?
It like relieves pressure most of the time, because especially like the El Dorado game where we weren't on defense playing our best. Offense wasn't playing their best too, but we can rely on them to make plays, and they can rely on us too to make plays.
Evan and Mad Max for sure.
It just feels good to have them because Mad Max, he's a playmaker, and he'll put his body out there.
Yeah.
And then Evan, he's great too. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No, just letting you guys know, we're here at the 915. We're pulling for you guys to go really deep into the playoffs. I know it's easy to expect much from you guys, and it's unfair, but we really do want you guys to go deep in there, make a huge run. We're pulling for you guys. You guys represent us just like every other team that's gonna be in that second season per se. And we just want to thank you guys for coming on the show, man.
Who you guys play this week? You guys have a bye week?
And we play Socorro.
Okay.
And then Longwood next week.
Bye week. So next week, never look ahead. But here at the show, thank you guys for coming out. Best wishes this week against Socorro. I'm sure you'll be done by second quarter.
Cut it out.
No offense. I mean, you don't want to someone to get a freak injury in a game that is going to be taken care of pretty quick. I mean, it's a high school show. If they don't like it, get better. But Conrad Joseph, Garcia, Jonathan Hernandez, thank you guys for coming out. Best wishes this week and the rest of the year. Go get that gold ball. 8-0, go be perfect. All right, thank you guys for coming out, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and introduce our Spotlight Athletes of the Week. Coming down from Riverside High School. In the middle, I have the QB1, Derek Vasquez. He has 52 completions on 90 attempts on the year with 880 yards and 13 touchdowns. In the middle, I have the captain of the offensive line, Mr. Devin Quintana, who on the year he has 48 pancakes and 170 total in his career. And over here on this left side, I have their outstanding sophomore, Mr. Toa Samoa Misioka. On the year, he has 225 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. And the stats may not show up for everybody, but they're definitely playmakers on the field. So, ladies and gentlemen, our Riverside Rangers. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
No, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. You guys got good, nice, big old, bright smiles. That's always good. So, welcome to the show. We usually start off by asking you guys questions. You guys are actually leading in 4A. You guys are definitely putting in work. How do you guys get there? What is it that you guys did over the summer to help you guys get where you guys are right now? We'll start off with Mr. Derek for the. We'll start off with Derek. Yeah.
Honestly, over the summer we would just work every day. Like even off practice, we would get together at the park. Ask Coach if we could stay on the field a little longer and just work.
He said no. You guys gotta go home. No.
Of course you stay
He said you stay out there as long as you want. We'll keep the lights on for you.
Heck yeah.
That's good. How about you, Devin?
Honestly, for me, as I had for my guys, a lot of conditioning and just getting strong, setting in for the year, having the whole O-line back again, so just making them get stronger and faster.
So you guys got your whole line back?
Yes, we just replaced one guy.
Just one guy. All right. So you guys got that camaraderie going, right?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Toa Samoa Misioka, what did you do? Being the outstanding super sophomore out there.
I just worked on my hand placement for in and stuff, and we were just going over drills.
Okay, awesome. That's good. I guess I could jump into what's everybody's goal is a district championship and whatnot. You guys slipped up last year against Big Spring, and in a game that should have won. What's that one thing that kind of drove you guys, especially as leaders, drove you guys into making sure you guys complete the mission this year. Whatever you guys' mission are, make sure you guys complete that.
Well, last year I wasn't able to play due to a sciatic nerve injury, so that heavily drove me, especially seeing us losing the playoffs last year and me not being able to exceed the level I wanted to be. It just got me going. So this year it's all or nothing,
It's good. What should be done, especially playing in the game,
Last year did take a bit of a toll. Last year I had to, I was only returner last year, so I had to rebuild everything from every single position. So having to rebuild them and then to make sure that we were going to go far this year, going to districts, going and winning it, then losing in that upset 3 points. Just making sure that, we couldn't, that wasn't the way how we wanted to end it off that year, especially with the talent we had on that team.
And for you, to being a freshman last year, standing out on the freshman team, coming up varsity and having to pretty much take a role that the team counts on you a lot. What's that like? Accepting that role of, I'm gonna be that guy here for the next 3 years. What's that role to start off and to learn from someone like Derek and Devin, leadership wise?
I mean, it really helps when like these guys are. I don't know. You just see them. You see them, and it makes you want to get better. And you don't really have a lot to like. I feel really good about our season last year, but even though we left off with that game, I feel like we still have a lot to learn. Like, me, because I can learn from these guys a lot.
Leadership wise, okay. So pretty much how to be that leader. Okay. Fire.
Yeah, so I guess on the leadership aspect, goals, individual goals that you guys might have. I know you guys were talking about, moving on in the next round and doing stuff like that, but individual goals that you guys might have. We'll start with Devin. What you got?
My goal this year, my 2 goals were, one of them was to hit over 60 pancakes. That was my stop last year, and as of right now, I'm already at 48, heading into 3 more games.
You're on the pace for 100.
And then to go ahead and get offensive lineman of the year for our district.
Oh, that's really good.
Yes.
How about you, Tor?
I'm trying to get 500 rushing yards, at least just for this season, and then I'm trying to get more touchdowns, like 10 or
10?
or 8.
You'll get them.
What about you, QB1?
So my goals this year were heavily connecting with my receivers, like getting the chemistry with them, and then as well as having 2,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards.
Okay.
Did you guys attend any camps over the summer or anything like that?
I was everywhere.
Which ones did you attend?
I was at SMU, Texas State, TCU, UTEP, NMSU, Prep Ones. I think that was it.
Okay.
And which one did you like better?
Yeah.
Texas State.
Texas State. Yeah.
A lot of Paso kids have said that went to that one. They've all said that they did good at that one for some reason. I think that's kind of interesting.
Cool. Honestly, I didn't go to any camps. I was still recovering. I didn't want to take any risks, especially going into the season.
And that's not a problem at all.
Yeah.
And they needed you healthy. You're performing, so your performance on the field is more than what counts,
My teammates always.
I just went to the UTEP one. I didn't really do anything. I actually went. Well, I didn't go with you, but I thought that.
Okay. That's good.
All right. So I guess aside from all of that, we always like to kind of combine how high school football is, where we're going, but where it started. So I'm gonna start with Derek. I'm gonna ask you this question. It goes for all 3 of you. Who's that one coach, maybe in the youth level or younger, that kind of lit that spark for you guys, that fire that got you guys going and have that love for the football, or maybe your favorite coach overall?
My favorite coach overall would probably have to be my receiver coach, Daniel Montes. He's just an amazing coach. Honestly, I wasn't even gonna finish this year as my football career due to my injury, but because of him, he kept me going. He kept me with a positive attitude, even through the storm. He was always there for me. So even though it was late, he made me love the sport even more.
That's great.
Did you play youth football?
Yes, sir. I actually played with DQ, the Wrecking Crew.
Wrecking
It was only for a year or 2, but
Okay.
okay,
And the coach that kind of pushed you there?
Oh, his dad.
That's good. That's good. That's what I like to hear.
Yes,
What about
sir.
you, big dog?
Well, it's kind of biased, but all my youth was always, my coach was my dad. He was.
There's nothing biased about that.
No, my dad was the same way, and there's nothing biased at all.
Yeah, I get the thing from him because of his love for the sport, but then also because, well, he was a quarterback and yes, I'm not a quarterback.
Good though. And you, Toa?
I'm gonna have to say Coach John. He was my coach for City League football.
Okay.
And my
That's the
squad-
second time we heard him, right? Serrano?
I think so.
Yeah, huh? That's the second time.
And I'm not really of course I like football and all that stuff, but I love playing DN, and I think it's just like a passion. And he's actually the one that got me into it. It was really fun.
Awesome. Riverside is a very culture, family type of brotherhood school. You know, what's it like suiting up every week? You know, putting that helmet on, putting that jersey on, and you know, not just representing your family because your name's on the back or whatever, but you know that star on the front with that big old R in the middle. You know, what's it like for you guys, you know, to follow footsteps, and those guys that has kind of passed the torch to you guys. I mean, I don't gotta say names, and everybody. A lot of people know a few guys that came from there that kind of set the bar. You know, even back when I was in school, it was still Riverside was still a really big thing. You know, what's it like putting that helmet on and that jersey on every Thursday or Friday to represent Riverside and to represent that community over there?
It's honestly a blessing because we're such, like, I'm not gonna say we're a small community, but like we are a small community, but we're such a big family, you know. At the end of the day, like, win or lose, they're gonna be behind our back, honestly, and I know that. This is Riverside.
I guess I guess for me personally, it's that continuing a legacy, as I am a 5th year generation from Riverside. To put that on and say that I'm continuing a legacy that my family's name has been in, and to keep it going, and then to hopefully keep it going on to generations.
That's beautiful, man.
That's awesome. I think it feels really good because, I mean, just knowing the guys that came out of there, you know, the seniors from last year, and I mean the seniors from this year too, and it just means a lot, you know.
Touching on that subject about the seniors from last year, I remember obviously Speedy's gone, right? That was a big, at least for a lot of people, it was a big deal. Like, how are they going to do without Speedy? I remember I even said that in the story, and your mom, Derek's mom, was like, hold on, this is a team sport, you know? Like, she kind of had to check me real quick, and is that something that motivated you guys to like do better?
A lot.
Yeah.
People doubted you guys
That
for
was
sure.
a lot of things we always heard was, what about why you don't have Speedy? You don't have Jose.
What's gonna happen now?
Yeah, like who do you guys have now? And I think this year we really showed out we have more than just a certain. I mean, they were good. There's nothing we can take from them. They were amazing players, but we learned that we were able to rebuild. We like to say we rebuild instead of just
Reload.
And if anything, it definitely, like, it gave us more to go for. Like, they were amazing leaders.
Right.
Like, they were. Like, we just want to be as better than them, you know? Honestly, but at the end of the day, they understand it. They want us to win too. They want us to win too.
So now, we always ask these questions. We have to ask them, you know, the sponsor, which we don't have. I just play, but really, before and after games, you know, what's your go-to meal?
Easy. Go Meta. I'm gonna flop that person. But my
Pre-game? Come in.
Oh, pre-game it's a 20-piece and a basket of fries from McDonald's. After game it's a Cometa, but when my family says however many pancakes I got that game is how many flautas I have to eat. So there's been times where I've had to eat more than 10.
I know you
Yeah, that's good.
that.
I could not be a lineman then, right?
What about you, Doug?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like, I get eager on game days. Like, it's just a me thing, you know, so I don't really eat too much. But probably just a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like a little sandwich I ask my mom to make me. And if not, I'll go get like a little 10-piece or something.
And post-game?
Post game? Oh, some chilies, El Cometa, Wing Daddy, anything.
Yeah.
After a dub.
After the result, of course, we gotta win.
After a
We gotta
dub.
win.
Wait. You guys haven't lost, but if you were to lose, you guys had one loss, right, at the end of the season?
We have
Two right now.
So, when you didn't lose, what you got no meal? You didn't get fed. If you don't win, you don't
I
eat.
didn't eat like a winner.
Your parents
Oh,
tell you
okay.
that.
Hey, I understand the feeling though. You know, you can't eat and enjoy it if you lost, right?
I eat like a winner.
What about you, Toa?
For me, I eat a lot. Like today, I had a bunch of stuff in my pockets during practice, like cookies and corn nuts and all that stuff. But
What about pre-game?
usually pre-game, I get like a lot of McDonald's. Like, it doesn't matter what, just I get a lot. And then after the game, we go to my grandma's house and my grandma will make something, but she makes a lot too. And my whole family goes in.
Is this after the win or if you lose too?
If we, I don't know. She just makes food
She
every
just
day.
makes
like-
food.
Oh, there you go. Win or lose, you're gonna get fed, right?
All right, one more. Go-to song. What y'all got, man?
What you got, Keith?
Honestly, it's a lot by J. Cole. That's what I really do listen to a lot. Is the
First time
Friendly
hearing J. Cole in a year. Yeah. What about you?
I listen to a lot of Lil Baby. So Grace, featuring 42 Doug.
And you told?
I don't listen to music.
No.
Country and little banjos.
You got.
That's also a first.
Actually,
That's
no.
also a first.
I know.
No music.
No music.
No music. Hey, sometimes you just focus, right? Just focus and take over.
Yeah. Anything else?
Actually, no. Thank you guys for joining the
Yeah,
show.
man.
I'm
Appreciate it.
very proud of you guys. I know I'm specifically proud of you because I get to know you and know you for a long time. So, other than that, you guys, we wish you from the show the best of luck moving forward. I know you guys are going to get to the playoffs. Hope to see you guys make a good, deep run.
Appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So again, our guests, Mr. Derek Vasquez, Devin Quintana, and Toa Misioka, coming down from Riverside to represent the Rangers. Fellas, good luck this week, man. Appreciate you guys for coming out.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you guys.
Of course. All right, fellas, let's go ahead and finish this off with our games of the week this week. Urban at Bowie. America's at El Dorado. Trailblazers.
Americans.
Same.
Anderson, Canutillo.
Kind of deal.
Unanimous.
El Paso High at Jefferson. I got Jefferson.
I get EP high.
Why you laugh like that?
I know IA.
He said, I know I egg.
I'm just kidding. Jefferson, not this week, bro. El Paso High big.
Big. So he went from Jefferson to El Paso High big.
Yeah, hey. I'm not doing that. I'm just picking El Paso High.
All right. Chapin at Burgess. I don't got Burgess, so I'm going to go with Chapin.
Chapin.
Abstain.
Riverside at San Eli. They're playing with the Mosquitoes. I still got Riverside.
Same.
Same.
Franklin at Eastlake. I got Franklin. It just seems like Eastlake offense stalls out too much for me. Like they try to do too much instead of just putting the ball.
All right, I'm gonna go Eastlake.
Okay, what happened?
Cut you off.
Did Franklin win last week because they had a bye?
Franklin had a bye.
Franklin had a bye.
Maybe they had a good week to recover because they've been hit by the injuries.
Yeah, the
Franklin
injuries
had
are
a-
hard over
that's
there.
the
They
only
got the
reason.
bye week coming. Gosh, I'm torn, man.
Want me to check schedules? I mean,
I'm going Eastlake. I go Eastlake, and then
It's a 4 p.m. game too.
nah, he took
Yeah.
Eastlake as well.
Hey, it's still hot at
Oh, you're
4.
the long one.
Prince the Thanos of t-shirts. Coming out of t-shirts
All right.
like Thanos collected.
Hey, I just keep on picking the wrong team to get free shirts, man.
All right, our next game, Eastwood.
Eastwood.
Oh, yeah.
They're playing Socorro, guys.
Okay, does Socorro score?
No,
Yes.
yes, on the second string.
I don't know, man. It depends.
I don't know. I don't know. This is the fastest defensive line they're gonna face this year.
Yeah, but let's be realistic. You're still gonna give some other people some chances, and Socorro's gonna try and capitalize on every opportunity they get. You're gonna keep your stars in there. You're gonna keep working. You ain't gonna give up. You're gonna keep throwing the ball.
I was right last week. Socorro scored.
I was there too.
I don't know
I'm
if it's,
saying.
I don't know
That's
if
what
it's
I said.
actually polite to see if they're just to decide whether or not they're going to score. Man.
That's
for sure.
That.
Socorro's going to lose, so I won't even guess whether or not they're going to
So what
score.
we're not
I'm
is
just going to say they won't win.
Hey, and I guess the good thing is that they don't. Never mind. All right, here we go. Mountwood at Pebble Hills.
We already did the
talked
picks
about
on that.
Riverside at.
We already talked about
Already
that.
did that.
Okay. Anthony at Forsyth. I got Anthony.
Anthony.
Where's Forsyth at? Or what
I don't
is
know.
it?
I don't even know. I don't know too much about either of those teams. But Anthony is right before you get to New Mexico on I-10. Anthony. All right.
Exit 0.
Yep, exit 0. Where in wild world? Here we go. Fabens at Pecos. I'm gonna go Fabens.
I'm going Pecos, man.
Me too. Yeah, no Eagles. All right, Clay at Mountain View.
Picked already.
We talked about that already. All right, so we're gonna do a little sneak peek of our game of the week next week. It's pretty obvious which one it's gonna be. Eastwood at Mountwood. Give me a little thoughts about that one. Just next week. No matter the outcome.
Much
of this
too
week.
early pick of the week.
No, we're not gonna pick, but no matter the outcomes of this week, this is obviously. gonna be a game of the
I think that is a good defensive matchup for that Montwood offense, which is clearly high-powered, to be honest. And I'll tell you what, we need to pay a little bit more attention to. Now, I know we've had Cam on the show, Cam Harrelson. He's a friend of the show. We've had him on. But I think we need to take a little bit deeper dive on the rest of that defense for Montwood, because they're not exactly in shootouts over there every week either. It's not like they're winning by 2 points.
The only shootout was America's, right?
Yeah.
Against Franklin, it was a close game.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but I still think, but they're 4-0 in district.
Yeah.
And I think that defense is really picked it up this year, and I think I'm gonna put it on myself to do a little bit deeper dive into that defense this week. Maybe look at some old games on El Paso Sports Network. Hey, that service is clutch. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, you got things going on with the family. Your wife's on your ass. Whatever. You can't go out to the game. Hey,
And then you can
last Friday I couldn't make it. I just watched it live on YouTube. It was wonderful, man. Great. Hey, that shout out as well to the schools that have the technology departments, or
That's awesome.
whatever department it is that's doing those live broadcasts. I think those are awesome in this day and age with everything that's going on. I think that's great.
Yeah, I think next week's gonna be fun. It's a Thursday night. If this game isn't sold out or if this game isn't packed, well, Eastwood fans are gonna travel, because my gosh, they traveled well last week. That whole away side was packed. So if this game isn't packed as it should be, El Paso got problems. That means they don't like football. But this game should be, I guess I can say a shootout. But the edge, like it is every week, the edge is gonna go to Mao's defense or to Eastwood's. But
Well, you would say shootout. I wouldn't. I was trying to find some names here. The only one that I know that comes to mind, because I know the kid personally, is Dylan Perez from that defensive line that rotates a lot over at Montwood. I couldn't find the other gentleman. I was trying. I'm sorry. That's why I was on my phone. But to go along with the defense over at Montwood, I think those defenses, I think it's going to be a defensive battle. I think Eastwood is underrated. I think Montwood gets a lot of credit. And I just think to a certain degree, yes, Eastwood's offensive line is the best in the city, but I want to see them go up against a good, tough defense too. One that doesn't get as tired. You have these guys rotating in and out. They're fresh 24/7. So how does your line react to these fresh guys the whole game? That's really what I think. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
that and too, it's gonna be the first defense they face where they're not gonna have guys playing both ways. Because a lot of the 6A schools, they still have some of their key players playing both ways. I think every game Eastwood has played, their defense has played both ways. Yeah, guys.
That's the preview.
Week 8. That's our preview for next week, guys. Of course, that's our main game of the week. We may have another one.
Okay, Fort San is in the Permian Basin. Population 219 people.
That's why they're a 3A school.
Yeah, what's the record?
5-1.
5-1. All right.
So I'm going to change my
And so out of them 291 people,
30
They
people.
all-
the fucking football team's got to be at least 6% of the population.
Right? It's crazy, huh?
And they're 5-1. They're good.
I'm not buying it, man.
All right. Well, guys.
Anthony, not buying it.
Well, guys, weekend is in the book. I'm your host, Chase Smith, with my guy, Brent Hallman, Mario Rodriguez. We're signing off. See you guys next week. Go to the SAC. Check out the game this week. It's going to be fire wherever you
Post highlights,
you guys go.
updates, and all that good stuff.
All that good stuff. The good, the bad, the ugly. Post all that.
If you ball, you get the call.
If you ball, you get the call. Post, and we will decide. Please don't get upset if your kid does not get chosen. We can't choose everybody. Not until we get our studio next year. Then we can choose.
If the kid you nominate has the same last name as you,
Hey, you know what? Mine doesn't have the best thing in mind.
we know who your kid is, man.
He's a bum, don't worry about it. He ain't coming out here for nothing.
All right. See you guys next week. Week 8, we're done with. Here we go. Move.